What's good, YouTubers and YouTubettes? This is JB Sports back again with another one. Got a big heavyweight title fight this Saturday in Saudi Arabia. The location is Diriyah, Saudi Arabia, in the Middle East. They're calling it the Battle of the Dunes as Andy Ruiz looks to defend his WBA, IBF, and WBO title against Anthony Joshua. You know, it was the upset of 2019 when Andy Ruiz, a late replacement that had 5 weeks' notice, stepped into the ring and knocked out Anthony Joshua in the seventh round in the Big Apple, Madison Square Garden in New York. Upset of the year, Anthony Joshua is looking to get the revenge and looking to get his titles back as this fight is taking place again in Diriyah, Saudi Arabia. It's going to be going down around about 5 p.m. Central Standard Time. And this fight here is not getting a lot of buzz. It's not a lot of buzz here in the United States for this fight, man. And it's a shame, man. But when you got a fight that's going to be on the DAZN app, number one, that's going to create a whole lot of problems because the majority of the people in the United States don't have DAZN. So that's a problem right there, man. This fight should have been on a pay-per-view. When they were negotiating this fight, I was like, man, they need to put this fight on a pay-per-view, take advantage of Andy Ruiz's huge popularity that he's got going on, especially in the Latino community, man. He can do big numbers there. Put this fight on in the United States, man, in New York or LA, man. This fight can do some big numbers, man. They can maximize their revenue putting this fight on pay-per-view, man. I think the fight will probably do at least 500,000 here in the USA. And they probably do big numbers over there in the UK on Sky pay-per-view. But no. Eddie Hearn is still trying to keep DAZN afloat. He's still trying to make DAZN a success when everything is pointing toward it being a failure here in the USA. He's still trying to make it happen in the USA for DAZN, man. That's one reason why this fight's not getting a lot of buzz, because a lot of people didn't see the first fight. You know, it was on DAZN. A lot of people heard about it. People saw the clips on ESPN and people saw the highlights on YouTube. But a lot of people actually didn't see the fight. You know, the whole fight in its entirety to get excited and get pumped up for the rematch. And now you're going right back to the problem in the first fight. You're going right back and putting it on the app. And that's a big issue. Another thing is both of these fighters, Andy Ruiz is a good guy. Anthony Joshua is a good guy too. But these guys have no charisma about themselves. No charisma whatsoever. They can't sell a dog food to a dog, man. They just can't sell a fight, man. Now neither one of them, both of them are good guys, and both of them not gonna say anything controversial. You know, both guys gonna try to say the right things in front of the camera, man, and this just makes for a boring build-up, and that's part of the problem why this fight don't have a lot of buzz. You know, you don't have, it's not on pay-per-view. That's number one. Number two, you don't have a major network here in the United States backing the fight. You know, promoting the videos. Promoting the commercials. You know, putting out content on the YouTube, promoting the fight. You don't have a major network behind these two guys like you did with say for the fight 2 weeks ago with Deontay Wilder and Luis King Kong Ortiz. That fight was heavily promoted by Fox. You saw a lot of commercials. They ran a lot of commercials doing NFL football games, and they did a good job promoting that. We don't have that here for this fight. Now I did see a occasional commercial on NBC last week. I think they had a Sunday night game on last week, and they showed the commercial of Anthony Joshua and Andy Ruiz's upcoming fight. But I was watching the game this Sunday, and this is like, 6 days before the fight? That was yesterday. Yesterday, Sunday. They didn't have one commercial promoting the Anthony Joshua, Andy Ruiz rematch. Didn't have one commercial. They had a commercial last week, which they should have been having a bunch of commercials. I did see one last week during the game, but this game yesterday between the New England Patriots and the Houston Texans, didn't see one commercial promoting this fight. That's ridiculous. You're gonna promote it a week out, but 2 weeks out you're gonna promote it basically, and then a week leading up to it you don't promote it. Makes no sense. And that's part of the problem, man. That's part of the problem. That's part of the issues, man, that we're having in this fight, man. It's a damn shame, man. Damn shame. It really is, man. As I think about it, man, another thing, man, the time this fight's taking place, man. This fight is taking place at 5 p.m. Bad time, man. This week is one of the biggest weekends in college football. Everybody's having their conference championship game going on this weekend, in particular Saturday. You got the biggest game of the day taking place at 3 o'clock, the SEC championship game between LSU Tigers and the Georgia Bulldogs that is taking place in Mercedes-Benz Stadium in Atlanta, Georgia. That fight, that game takes place at 3 o'clock. And the thing about college football game, them games run routinely around 4 hours. So that game is going to, just be starting the third quarter when Andy Ruiz and Anthony Joshua first start the battle in round 1. They're going to just be starting the third quarter, so people are still going to be locked in on that game. So that's going to hurt the zone. That's going to hurt the fight. And you put it on at a time, and that's going to be battling against, the biggest game of the day, LSU and Georgia, man. That's going to get huge rating. It's going to be on CBS at 3 o'clock, man. Like I said, the third quarter just going to be starting around about 5 o'clock. College games go at least, college games go around on the average 45 minutes to an hour longer than the NFL games. NFL games usually be over with at 6 o'clock. And but the college football games don't end. If they start at 3, they're not going to end till around 7 o'clock. So that's a problem. Going against college football, man, that's going to hurt the fight between Anthony Joshua and Andy Ruiz. Just a bad job, man. Bad job, man. The fight should have been here in the United States. Should have been on pay-per-view. They could have put the fight on and had both fighters in the ring around about 10:30. Central Standard Time, where it won't be that late on the East Coast and won't be that early on the West Coast. And it would have been at a good time, man. All the games would have been off. College football games, the college football conference championship games would have been off. And they probably would have had a couple of West Coast games, Fresno State and Boise State, but that's not no must-see TV like LSU and Georgia. So that wouldn't hurt the viewership of the pay-per-view between Andy Ruiz and Anthony Joshua. And it's just a shame, man, that a fight of this magnitude just has no buzz here in the United States, man. Eddie Hearn is shown that he don't understand the United States market. He don't have a clue. He's still trying to keep the zone afloat in the United States. That should be the last thing on his mind. Let the zone and John Skipper try to worry about things like that, man. Your job is to promote this fight and make this fight as big as it possibly can be. And for you to put this fight on the zone was a huge and fatal mistake. And it's going to cost you a lot of exposure and a lot of things that you might not can see right now, because you're getting the upfront money with Saudi Arabia. They're paying you big money and this and that. That's good for right now, but you're not thinking big picture. You're not thinking something that's going to help you put you on and your company on a different level. Matchroom Boxing and Eddie Hearn right now, y'all are a regional promotion. Y'all big over there in the UK, but y'all have no strong standing here in the United States, because the top boxing operations here in the United States are the PBC and Al Heyman, Bob Arum, and Top Rank Boxing. Those are the top 2. And then if you had to bring in a third, it'd probably be Oscar De La Hoya and Golden Boy Promotion. They'd be number 3. So you are right now distant 4th here in the United States behind those 3. And you could have took about 5-6 steps forward if you would have put this fight on pay-per-view. Got more exposure for you and your company, got more exposure for this fight, could have maximized your money. Why put a cap on your money? Whatever you're going to make off this fight in Saudi Arabia, it's a cap on it. You're not going to, you can't go past what you originally gonna make. What they gave you for the site fee and what they paying you and what they paying the fighters, that's basically the cap on what the event's gonna do. But if you put this fight on pay-per-view, man, I'm saying $500,000. If it's promoted right, it could do more than that. But I think at a bare minimum, it would do $500,000 in the United States. Andy Ruiz, a Latino fighter, has got a huge following now after the upset win over Anthony Joshua. And he'll have a lot of people out there buying the fight on pay-per-view. And then Anthony Joshua will have a huge following. On Sky Sports pay-per-view, as he always draws big numbers when he had pay-per-view fights over there. And then you have the other ethnicities here in the USA about it. The black people will be motivated to watch the fight. The whites, Asians, people of our ethnicities would be excited to watch this fight, man. So I just think they dropped the ball on that. And it's going to cost them, man, and I think in the big picture. It might not cost them now. The money might be good and everything might be all good right now, but big picture, man, they could have took this another route, put it on pay-per-view, and it could have maybe took Eddie Hearn, Matchroom Boxing, to that next level. But decided not to do that. So it is what it is, man. But that's just my opinion on the situation. If you agree, leave your comments in the comments section. If you disagree, leave your comments in the comments section. This is JB Sports, the man, the myth, the legend. I holla.